Faith and Family Action, a Bush 2000 aide, only person in U.S. history to run a campaign defeating a majority leader in the primary. But then he escaped the swamp and went to Milwaukee. I was in Milwaukee, a month ago for the whole weekend at Sweet Diner. We were right down the street from Sweet Diner. You never had been there, right? You'd not been to Sweet Diner.
No, have not. Yeah. I go to places like the Speakeasy where you have to have a code to get into the bar.
Hey,
to drink now in Milwaukee.
You ought to go down to the Sweet Diner and stand in line for 2 hours to see how you feel. That's just kind of the popularity of that thing. Anyway, John, good to have you back. The Canadian Prime Minister, far-left guy, and Donald Trump looked pretty cordial. The guy's a businessman, so I think they connected on that level. It already looked better than Prime Minister Trudeau.
Absolutely, and do remember when Trump made the 51st state comment, get these, Trudeau's favorable, unfavorable in the country. Imagine if this was Trump. In Canada, 22% favorable, 74% unfavorable.
Wow.
I mean, that's what people don't get. Part of the 51st state thing was like, look, you're not coming in as a self-righteous equal right now. You're hated in your country, which is 1/10 the size of our economy, and you're not going to lecture us. So, that was the point of that. I think it looks like a much more cordial relationship with Mark Carney. And the other thing Trump bonded on was, hey, we both had big come-from-behind wins. I mean, Carney was way down as well, and Trump was considered down and out. So, it was a nice bonding moment.
Do you think it was because of Donald Trump's 51st state that this guy won?
Yeah, I think you can argue that, certainly. I mean, you pop another country, and and the people might rally around the guy who seems like he's popping back. So, it certainly could have helped in Canada. And again, I mean, Trudeau, obviously getting out was the thing that helped the most. At least it wasn't going to be him anymore.
Yeah.
But, Carney's just had some business background, and, and it was firm. Trump certainly let him know, look, we're not looking at your cars and your steel down here, but it was, it was delivered friendly. We love Canada, and I thought the tone was set very nicely between the two.
It really was pretty good. John Pudner, ESPN 93.5 at 712. So can Alberta secede? That's what, can provinces in Canada actually leave Canada and join the U.S.? Because it seems like there's some hot talk about Alberta.
That has been the one has been talked about. Would there really be something that happened? And let's face it, Trump ultimately is the negotiator. He's the art of the deal is the book, and who knows? Maybe he really does think something can be worked there. And I will admit I don't know Canadian politics and law well enough to know how the process works there. There's always the talk after election here, Canada, if California's going to leave, which of course us political guys love because we started doing the new electoral map with them not here.
Yeah, well, I tell you what, it's going to make us not only Gulf of America, we've got to reprint the shape of the United States if we had Alberta. Listen, there's a lot of oil and gas up there, and there's 2 or 3 provinces that are kind of fed up with the Canadian way. If you're top earner, I think you pay 70%, but you do get free health care, supposedly, if you can get in.
Right. Yeah, that's a good point. There certainly would be advantages, but I don't know logistically. I'm not gonna pass opinion on if that could really happen.
You can't not watch what he has for world leader in there. You just can't not watch that, John, because he's sitting there going, we don't need their cars, we don't need their aluminum, we don't need their steel. We're going to do our own. It's just like he's sitting right there, sir. It's just, I don't know, man. We will never see another figure like Trump, and those that are triggered by me saying Trump and successful, it is really, I mean, we joke about Trump derangement. There's some of that going on. The people I see, these social media things, John Pudner, it's crazy the way they're triggered and the way they just go ballistic over this thing.
It's amazing, and amazing that the attack from 2016 on was, we have these Trump fanatics who, they agree with everything Trump says. And I would say the opposite is true. There's a bigger segment of the country that is against everything Trump says. I mean, he could come out and say tariffs are terrible tomorrow, and the liberals would all love him. I mean, it's just whatever he says is going to be the opposite. I think there's a lot more independent thought. Even when people really support Trump are willing to say, well, some of them tariffs or anything. So some segment of Trump supporters will not agree with him on a given issue, and it's the other side that is in lockstep.
Maybe you ought to test that. Maybe you should come out today and say, I think biological men should play in women's sports. See how that goes. Well, how could they possibly be mad at him? Well, it's about time, you Nazi. What is this? It's like he said in the State of the Union, John. It's like, okay, I can't do anything that you're going to like. Let's just start there.
That's right.
It is a remarkable time we are living in. All right, so this big announcement coming up by Donald Trump says it's good. What do you think it is?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not gonna speculate because and among other things, Trump does not like people to try to predict what's about to come out. So I try to never fall in that trap.
Well, it's unpredictable. I mean, you think Abraham Accords would that fire everybody up? It would be a big deal to get Saudi Arabia involved in peace in the Middle East.
That's right. Certainly, obviously the hottest spot that just all these years of fighting, but there's always got to be glimmer of hopes. And again, back to he's a deal cutter. Let's see. We hope to have something really good here.
John Pudner, how can people connect with you, the president of Faith and Family Action?
Yeah, so the actual website is freedomandfamily.com. So freedomandfamily.com. We purposely did that to start running these Wisconsin programs we did during the Trump election in other states. So we'd love to have people go to that site and sign up.
Well, listen, always a pleasure, John. Appreciate your time today.
Thank you.
Thank you, John Pudner, good man up in Milwaukee.